Hey guys, it's me Chota King and welcome back to my channel. Today we will be playing the Submit on Crew Motorfest, which is going to be called the Showstopper 80's Classics, and these will be the rewards that we can expect to win this week. We have 5000 spare part points for bronze. We have some street tier 1 gold parts, and then for getting gold we get the Pontiac Firebird TA Golden Wings edition, and for platinum we will get the Firebird Nitro. So yeah, I'm really excited to get this gold reward and also the Firebird Nitros. This car seems very nice and cool to have. We will do two of the race events and one of the feasts at the bottom. Before we start any of these races, I would also like to show you the additional rewards that you can claim for playing the summit this week. You can get 50,000 XP points for completing 3 events. You can again get some gold parts for the Street Tier 1 class, and then doing online you get 100,000 in-game cash. So let's go ahead and start our first event. We are gonna go ahead and use our Porsche right here, the Porsche Carrera RS27, and these are gonna be the stats of my parts. And I also have the Nitro Chemist activated as my set bonus, which multiplies my nitro's duration by 1.5, and on top of that we have 20% of pure, 18% of frenetic, and 20% of extra pump as well. And these will be my pro settings that you will see on your screen right now. These do make a huge difference, and the YouTube channel that I use for my pro settings is called Akor. Do check out his channel if you are new to pro settings. I use his pro settings for all of my submits and my results are pretty solid. So I would recommend you guys to go and give his channel a visit. I will leave a link in the description if you need it. But let's go ahead and start the race. This event has some interesting filter going on, which makes my bright green Porsche look white apparently. Yeah, don't think I'm taking the best lines yet, but I will get used to the handling of this Porsche really soon. Yeah, I'm really liking the vibe going on this event. I don't think they have used this filter or weather setting before. I mean, the roads seem wet, but I really haven't seen the colors this way. Oh no, I forgot to turn off the music. All of this music they claim to be copyright free, but I do get claims on my channel that these music or tracks aren't copyright free. Unfortunately, but that's just kind of weird. Yeah, I took that turn pretty smoothly this time. Oh no, nearly crashed at the last turn. But this is going to be our time. Let's see what is our ranking. The yellow color of my car is looking more prominent in this final screen. So we have finished 2,984 out of 58,007 players. So yeah, that is pretty solid. Now let's go ahead and move to the next event. This requires us to use a street tier 1 muscle car, and for this I will be using the Mustang Boss 429 Lime Edition. I'm not quite sure if these perform similar to each other, but I will be using this one. And our stats for the performance part are going to be same as of to the Porsche that I just used for the first event, and these will be the pro settings for the Mustang. Alright, so now we can go ahead and start the event. Races or content, I tried to bring you guys my first gameplay or basically the best lap that I get. But these are mostly my first attempts. I don't really seem to try these events awfully a lot unless the submit reward is actually something pretty nice which a lot of people are playing for. I'm really liking all the vibe going on for this week's submit, the lighting and everything. And this thing only has 4 gears. Yeah, I thought that was a sharper turn. My brake kind of late there. Whoa, I was really fast this time. I had a pretty good run up before I got to that part of the track. You can really push the top speed of this car using the nitros. Yeah, this turn is really wide. You can take a lot of speed in there. I really nearly got collected by that barrier. You're going pretty solid. I think if I try to use the nitros a bit later on, I can continue using it before I get to the ramp. I think that would be pretty good in terms of the result, but let's find out. So I am ranked 1515 for this event. Let's see how many players have tried it. 49,450 players have played this event yet, and that is pretty solid. Let's go ahead and move on to the escape. We're gonna go ahead and use a hypercar. We will be using the Bugatti Chiron, and these are going to be the stats of my parts that I will be using. Again, I have Nitrochemist active. I have 30% of pure, 12% of frenetic, and 20% of extra pump. And these will be the pro settings of my car, which you can see on your screen right here. So now we can go ahead and start. Alright guys, so that is going to be my attempt. I mean, I could have followed the road, but I was thinking maybe you can gain some ground while going off-road. So my total score is going to be, or ranking will be 3,443 out of 50,881 players. So that is pretty solid. Now we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next event. Alright, so yeah guys, now moving on, we will be doing these two events first, which are called Like a Cannonball and From Sea to Shining Sea. We will be using Street Tier 2 cars, which are both of course in the classic category. One requires you to use a European vehicle, which we will be using the Porsche 911 GT 993, and these are the stats of my parts. Again, I have Again, I have Nitrochemist active, which multiplies my nitrous duration by 1.5, and on top of that we have 30% of pure, 15% of frenetic, and 15% of extra pump. And moving on, these will be the pro settings for my car for both of these events. So I would like you guys to use these as well if you want the best results, or you can use any of the YouTubers or your own pro settings if you like. So yeah, now we are gonna go ahead and start this event. Alright, so I have played this event a bunch of times on the submit, but you can never be perfect, and make sure that your runs are good. I hope I do not mess up this run. This weather is really dark as well, so you need to drive a little more on judgment. Oops, that's definitely not the right time to use the nitros there. I went straight into the wall using the nitros at that point. This car kinda gets stiff when you start to use the nitros, but it's a very nice car to drive at least. This section is really fast and can seem scary a few times, but as long as you stay in control, shouldn't be a problem. Go across the finish line. That should be a decent enough time, even though I could improve by 3 to 4 seconds. Let's see what I come home with. And look at the car of our competition. I didn't know I was using this car against the van, but that gets me 3,423 out of 52,921 players, so that is pretty solid indeed. So I'm happy with that, and now we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next event. So again, I will be using the exact same car that I was using just before. So yeah, there are no changes there. So let's go ahead and start the next event. Let's get going. Let's see which event this one is. Oh yeah, I recognize this track. This upcoming turn can be a bit tricky, but what you can do is brake early, then push through. Let's go. We should be making up pretty good time. Finish line is right there. Let's go. That one was a quick one. Nice and easy. Let's see what is our ranking. We scored alright. And we are ranked 2854 out of 47,868 players. So yeah, I am happy with that one. And now we're gonna go ahead and do our other escape. Alright guys, so we will be using the same car that we did for the last escape, but I'm just going to show you guys the stats of my parts and my power settings again for your convenience. So we have 30% of pure, 12% of frenetic, and 20% of extra pump, along with our nitrochemist set bonus, of course. And these will be my pro settings. You can go ahead and pause if you would like to, but I'll just scroll down quickly because you have already seen these in the previous escape. Go. Nice one. The only reason I did this good is that if you saw, there was one of my ghosts following me, which is my best friend She's, and he was just 700 meters short than me, and I just got a good launch off of that mountain and landed ahead. So that is lucky for me at least. But we got 1996 ranking, just under 2000 out of 49,351. So let's go ahead and move on to the next two races. Alright, yeah guys, so now we can move on to these two events which are called the Lee Dixies and Ray Stevens. So these are the cars which were required in this summit to do these two events, which is the Dodge Charger RT Hemi. So let's start this one first. Alright, so these will be the stats of my parts that I have previously used for the Street Tier 1 class. So we have Nitrochemist active as the bonus set, as the set bonus, and on top of that I have 20% of pure, 18% of frenetic, and 20% of extra pump. So let's go ahead and start this, but before we do, I will also show you the pro settings that I have right here. So let's go ahead and scroll down so you guys can note these for yourselves as well. Alright, so now we can begin. Alright, let's go. Everyone is using a classic muscle car, which is pretty cool, but these things are pretty bad at turning, so you gotta be really careful. This thing is really heavy. It's actually pretty difficult to make this turn. Let's go. There's a pretty sharp turn coming to brake a lot. Let's keep it going. Nice and easy. Another sharp turn coming up. Make sure to brake nice and early. Take a little shortcut as well. Come on, turn. This thing is pretty heavy. I'm trying my best to make this thing turn, but it definitely makes more effort. I'm totally ruined my lap time here. See if I can save my lap time on these turns and not try to accelerate too soon. Even the NPCs has caught up with me, which is a very bad sign. Thing is so hard to control. I think I'll just keep going and see what score do I get for not getting a perfect run. I don't expect anything good, to be honest. If I'm like top 6,000 or top 7,000, I will be surprised. Because I don't think the players on this game are that bad. But again, everyone is going through driving this car, which is kind of bad. I think if I wouldn't be taking part in a submit and knowing that I'm competing against other players, I might have done a better job. But right now I'm just trying to drive this thing as fast as possible, and I nearly killed myself. I mean, if this was real life, I would definitely be in the living room of that person right there. But let's see how did I score with this bad result, I would say. Oh yeah, just under 10,000. And right there I am 6 seconds slower from my friend who I was following in the escape, and he also uses none or very minimal assists, so that is something to keep in mind. But I have scored 9,420 out of 37,933 players, so that is going to be my attempt on that. I'm just gonna keep that. And now we can go ahead and move on to the Lamborghini Countach, which is one of my favorite cars in real life as well. So these are the stats of the parts which I have already used for the Porsche 911. So again, I have the Nitro Chemist active. I have 30% of pure and 15% of frenetic and extra pump as well. And these will be the pro settings for my car. So let's go ahead and start our last race event, and after this we need to do a free mode feat. Alright, let's go ahead and start this event and hopefully enjoy driving this thing as well. And is that the summit reward right there who I just passed? And yeah, I think this is the race where we just have to drive on the freeway. Let's get going. I think this tunnel is better than that one because you have a better braking section coming out of here. You don't really need to worry a lot about not having enough room to turn your car. There is a little curve coming up towards the left. I wish the events that use this car and the Dodge Charger should have had the fair PvP mode enabled, which gives us all the same stats for the performance parts that we're using. I actually really enjoy doing the competition in those races, but anyway, I think this whole summit is pretty cool, and this race is always exciting to do since it is very quick pace. So yeah, I always enjoy doing this at least. And that is going to be our attempt right there. I finished on 2 minutes and 47 seconds. So let's see, what did I rank? I ranked 4,651. Let's see how many players have attempted this event. 32,955 players have tried this event. So let's go ahead and continue and move on to our last event, which is going to be a feat of low flying. This is going to be the plane that I will be using. I have 27.7% of skilled on this and 14% of pure. So I do not have any set bonus active, and the pro settings of this plane is just stock. So let's go ahead and do this event. It's pretty easy to try to invert it and keep going like this. This is going to be our score. Let's see how much I ranked with that. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. I finished 5,218 out of 44,731 players. So let's go ahead and see what is our total ranking for the summit this week. We are going to rank 2,374 out of 67,876 players this week around. So yeah guys, I think this summit was pretty fun to play, and again these will be the rewards that we will be getting. And yeah guys, if you found this helpful or enjoyed watching it, do drop a like rating and subscribe to the channel if you're new. And these will be the rewards for the next summit, which is going to be next week or just in 3 days. You can walk away with a Dodge Challenger RT and also the Cartoon Bang Nitro for coming in platinum. And then on the third week we can go ahead and win one of the latest and brand new car added into the game, and this is going to be an exclusive version of that, which is going to be called the Asus Stealth edition. And then for gold you can also unlock a thin line trail smoke. Alright guys, so I will see you guys in the next one. Take care and stay tuned for these upcoming summits. And yeah guys, see you. Take care.